Boys, there's been a bunch of talk recently of Alex Pereira, where he is in the pound for pound ranking. What is his status in the GOAT conversation? And right now, do I think he's a GOAT? Absolutely not. Unfortunately, for the longest time, I was going back and forth on, GSP, Mighty Mouse, John Jones, strip away the PED usages of John Jones and, yeah, he's a clear pound for pound #1, clear GOAT in the UFC. But, all those things in combination, the drug fails, the ducking certain opponents, those things do loom heavily on John Jones's career. And in my opinion, whether or not someone is a GOAT or not, having those asterisks by your career, it does hinder them. But there has been conversations where I've noticed people are saying, where is Alex Pereira right now in this GOAT conversation? There's people asking, after this latest win of Yuri Prochazka, how many more wins does he need to surpass Izzy's career? And it just blows my mind that Izzy dick riders still think, that Izzy has a better career than someone like Alex Pereira. Blows my mind. That being said, in today's video, I'm going to give you guys the things that Alex Pereira needs to do in order to become the GOAT of the UFC. Is this realistic? I mean, ask me a few pay-per-views ago, I probably would have said this is very unrealistic, but this man continuously improving, looking better and better every single fight, which is crazy. He is a little bit older. He's going, I believe, to be 37 pretty soon. And, it is into that light heavyweight discussion right now. And, usually in those weight classes, the age isn't as big of a factor as it is in those lighter weight classes. But like I said, he still has some work to do. Right now, pound for pound, he's ranked #4, which makes absolutely no sense. He should be at least top 3 by the minimum. Leon Edwards right now is ranked #3, which is honestly pretty retarded considering the activity levels. But with that being said, the things Alex Pereira needs to do in order to get into that GOAT conversation, right now he's already a double champ. Something a lot of people don't accomplish in the UFC, and I think a lot of UFC champions don't even accomplish. Now, he might not have the most amount of wins in the UFC, he might not have the most fights in the UFC, but his competition is crazy. He has fought and won against a numerous amount of champions. Sean Strickland just as recently, Israel Adesanya, moving to the light heavyweight, Jan Blachowicz, Jamal Hill, and now Yuri Prochazka twice. Now, what I think he needs to do in this light heavyweight division, he needs to defend the belt 1-2 more times maximum. I don't think we need to see him tie John Jones's level of title defenses, but I think he needs to beat Magomed Ankalaev. As long as he doesn't fight Magomed Ankalaev, there's going to be that conversation of, Ankalaev is a boogeyman to Alex Pereira, and, Alex Pereira is ducking the real #1 contender, all this stuff. So Alex Pereira needs to go out, knock out Magomed Ankalaev. Then after that, he's pretty much cleared out the division, but I could see like a rematch for Jamal Hill because there's not even really that much controversy to how that fight ended, but just to shut up any haters, maybe run that one back. Moving into the top 10, after he beats Ankalaev, he would have got rid of the top 4. You have Alexander Rakic there, Nikita Krylov, Johnny Walker just announced he's going to heavyweight, Khalil Roundtree, Volkan Oezdemir, and then Anthony Smith. So yeah, there is people there that he hasn't fought, but does he need to do that? No. So first thing he needs to do, defend that belt against Magomed, maybe one more time. After that, I wouldn't be mad promoting him to #1 or #2 pound for pound in the world, but still has some work to do. A lot of people aren't gonna agree with this, but Volkanovski used to be pound for pound. We would give Volkanovski so much praise because of the taking fights on short notice, anywhere, anyone type of mentality, and as of recently, Alex Pereira has shown that to the next level, more than Volkanovski in my opinion. He stepped up main event UFC 300. He stepped up again short notice UFC 303. He saved that Conor McGregor card. And let's be honest, if we didn't have Alex Pereira in that Conor McGregor card, 303, we would be saying a lot worse things about 303. He definitely saved that card. So adding that short notice stuff has to be put into play for that UFC GOAT contendership. Now, do we need to see that Izzy rematch? I mean, if we want to shut up the haters, if we want to shut up all the noise, yes, his last fight against Izzy, man got brutally, zesty knocked out. It was terrible. Hate seeing that. One of the worst kind of knockouts you can get, out cold, one of the zestiest moments of Alex Pereira's career. But do we need to see that run back? I mean, yes and no. No, because Pereira already beat him 3 times. Yes, because they're 1-1 in the UFC. The kickboxing stuff, let's put that aside. Who really cares? There's a little bit of, controversy about their first one when he won the belt off Izzy. But do we need to see it at middleweight? Absolutely not. Let's just say Izzy gets it done over Dricus coming up. I think it's going to be UFC 305, not 304. Yeah, 305. He gets it done. Maybe Izzy calls out Alex, something around those lines, but definitely want to see the Magomed Ankalaev fight first. Maybe Pereira can come into UFC 306, 307, somewhere around there, fight Ankalaev, and then they can work on the trilogy between Izzy and Alex. Definitely not going to take place at middleweight, 100% going to take place at light heavyweight if it does happen. And if it does happen that way, Alex would have defended his belt twice. You don't really need to see that Jamal Hill fight. After that, let's just say Izzy gets his title fight. Alex Pereira knocks out Magomed. After that, Alex Pereira fights Izzy for the trilogy. I think Alex Pereira does nasty, nasty things to Izzy at light heavyweight. After that, there would be a very good conversation of having him at number 1 pound for pound. But he does those things. I think in order to become the UFC GOAT, you need either to beat Jon Jones pretty convincingly and have a great resume like Alex does, or just flat out be a 3-division world champion. So after those 2 fights, 3 fights maybe if you want to fight Jamal Hill again, we move him up to heavyweight. I don't think we move him up right now. I don't think that's necessary. I think even if we do move him up to heavyweight, there's going to be conversations about, the Ankalaev fight, the Izzy rematch. So let's get those 2 out of the way, move up to heavyweight, either fight Jon Jones for the heavyweight or fight Tom Aspinall. As long as he gets a championship level fight and wins and becomes a 3-weight world champion, he will be, in my opinion, the GOAT of the UFC. He doesn't even have to beat someone like a Jon Jones, but of course, if he does, that just adds so much more to it. But like I said, he doesn't need to do those things. And I know people are going to be talking about resume-wise, the length and depth of Jon Jones's resume. Yes, but let's look at competition-wise. Let's look at how each of these guys are finishing their fights. Let's look at how Jon Jones is ducking people. Look how Jon Jones wouldn't fight certain people, wouldn't fight on short notice and had to cancel a whole event. When we have Alex Pereira here doing the complete opposite. So yes, those things have to be in factor when talking about the GOAT conversation. Now, what's the bare minimum he can do? I think regardless, he needs to fight Magomed Ankalaev. I think without a doubt, that fight needs to happen in order to push him into that GOAT conversation. Let's say he does that. He would have cleared out light heavyweight. He would have fought and beat 5 previous champions. Then after that, I think we can just put him into a heavyweight title fight. Jon Jones or Tom Aspinall or Curtis Blaydes gets it done. Is it going to be for the interim or the undisputed? I think it has to be undisputed. I don't think he can get away with the interim title, although it is pretty much the same thing. But on paper, I think it needs to be the undisputed title. So bare minimum, he needs to fight Magomedov and then become a 3-weight world champion. And then I think, yes, 100% he can be the GOAT. But you guys have to let me know in the comments. What's the bare minimum that Alex Pereira needs to do in order to become the GOAT of the UFC? To make sure that there's no close number 1 or anything like that. To make sure he's miles ahead of Jon Jones right now. I think he fights, knocks out Ankalaev. He fights, knocks out Izzy in the rematch. He goes up to heavyweight, knocks out, or I guess you could just win the heavyweight belt against Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, whoever's holding undisputed at that point, and then defends a heavyweight title. I think without a shadow of a doubt, that would be the clear GOAT of the UFC. It would be very, very hard to ever accomplish more than that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. In a few days, I think I'm going to make a video of the current top 15 pound for pound, because right now for the UFC, they have number 1 being Islam Makhachev, number 2 Jon Jones, number 3 Leon Edwards, number 4 Alex Pereira, number 5 Ilya Topuria, number 6 Sean O'Malley, number 7 Alexander Volkanovski, number 8 Max Holloway, number 9 Dricus du Plessis, number 10 Alexandre Pantoja, number 11 Israel Adesanya, number 12 Charles Oliveira, number 13 Tom Aspinall, number 14 Sean Strickland, and number 15 Aljamain Sterling. I don't agree with these whatsoever, so I'm going to make a video of what I think the real current top 15 pound for pound is. Plus, I think I'm going to make the top 10 GOATs of the UFC, ranging from number 10 all the way up to number 1. So yeah, look out for those videos in the near future. There's no UFC for a hot minute, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. But all I really know is we're on that goal for 500 subscribers. So if you guys haven't yet, Leave a like on this video and subscribe with those post notifications turned on so you never miss any of my newest videos. And yeah, there's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.